Top Boy Season 4 has been a long time coming. Fans of the show have been eagerly awaiting the latest season of the crime drama, with the pandemic leading to an almost 3-year gap between seasons. Here's what the latest season was about, along with some fan reactions to what may be its most ambitious season yet. First, a recap of the heavily demanded reboot. In 2019, Netflix revived a series that Channel 4 had unceremoniously canceled back in 2013, mostly thanks to the tireless efforts of megafan Drake himself. The reboot successfully recaptured what made the original such an excellent watch, while also broadening the focus of the events playing out. The latest season picks straight back up from where the characters left off 3 years ago, and doesn't really cater to audiences with a short memory. For those who might need a bit of a recap, we're here to help. The central story is focused on drug dealers in East London as they fight for the pinnacle of trade across the city. The first season revolves around the plight of Ranel as he struggles to live in the crime-infested summer house estate. He lives under the care of his mother's close friend, Leon, while his mother is locked up in a mental hospital. Another one of his mother's friends, Heather, gets Ranel to help grow a cannabis crop so she can earn some money to move out of the estate to raise her unborn child in a safer environment. Ranel's best friend, Jem, starts working as a drug dealer for summer house kingpins, Duchesne and Sully, and eventually finds himself in trouble with their ruthless enforcer, Driss. Duchesne and Sully successfully run the estate until Kamal, a rival drug dealer from London Fields, steals their supply. Duchesne and Sully pursue the thief before their supplier finds out and takes action, but the chase jeopardizes their relationship with each other. The second season starts with the police uncovering a body and Duchesne, Sully, and Driss being arrested. Duchesne suspects that there might be a snitch in their crew and decides to take action. Meanwhile, Sully attempts to start his own crew with his friend Mike to rival Duchesne's. Another young dealer, Michael, is forced to give up information against Duchesne. Ranel's mother is evicted, and Ranel tries to focus on improving at football. Jem has dug himself into a deeper hole and eventually moves to Ramsgate with his father. Sully is introduced to Jason and takes him under his wing. The third season, which is presented as Season 1 on Netflix, shows Duchesne fleeing to Jamaica, where he takes up work at his cousin's car rental shop. He strikes up a deal with an imprisoned drug lord named Sugar, returns to Summer House to sell Sugar's supply, and becomes Top Boy once again. But a new crew from London Fields, headed by Jamie, won't stand for Duchesne stepping on their turf. A power struggle between Jamie and Duchesne ensues, while Sully is caught in a power struggle of his own with Modi, a dangerous drug dealer who was the former runner of the London Fields gang. Upon being released, Sully reconnects with Jason and Jem and starts selling in Ramsgate. So what is the latest season about? Young Jamie, who had once aimed to overthrow drug kingpin Duchesne, has just been released from prison, while Duchesne's business has been booming because of a lack of local competition. He even has plans to leave behind his life of crime and go legit within a year. Obviously, though, that's not how things pan out. Season 4's story really hammers down on the fact that once you get caught up in the tangled web of crime, violence, and power, it's more or less impossible to wriggle free. So this season focuses on Duchesne's efforts to secure his drug empire, while bringing together other multiple plot lines. Jamie is now working for his nemesis, Duchesne, but it becomes clear soon enough that he doesn't mean for this to become a permanent arrangement. Duchesne's old partner Sully, on the other hand, is trying to keep a low profile and get some form of redemption after murdering his childhood friend Driss at the end of the last season. However, his efforts backfire and pull him mercilessly back into the chaos. This season takes place on a more global scale than ever before, bearing a bit of a resemblance to Narcos. But with the previous season set in Jamaica, the groundwork had already been laid for the shift. The location hopping doesn't feel disorienting for the viewer. Rather, it feels like an organic addition to the original, expanding from street-level crime to higher up in the supply chain. Even though the story has gone international, the core remains the same. It is still an epic crime saga that explores smaller, more personal stories of old and new characters. The newest episodes carry themes of gentrification and homophobia, but these haven't been forced into the story. It's all done in a way that weaves smoothly in and out of the main narrative. Have we seen the last of Jamie? We hate to say it, but it does seem like it. In the latest season's closing scene, we see Jamie at home with his brothers, Stefan and Aaron. There's a knock at the door, and Jamie goes to answer. He is greeted by Sully, who shoots him twice in the chest, and just as Stefan rushes into the hallway, once in the head. Sully leaves, and we're left sobbing along with Stefan and Aaron as they cradle their brother's body. Did anyone see this coming? Sully never trusted Jamie. That's not entirely surprising, considering Jamie tried on multiple occasions to kill Sully when their respective gangs were at war over Summer House in the last season. In this season, Jamie had struck a working relationship with Duchesne in exchange for securing his release from prison. Duchesne clearly respected Jamie, even if he didn't completely trust him. After Jamie completed the final test of loyalty that Duchesne laid out for him, that was proof enough for him, Duchesne, but not for Sully. After a pretty intense disagreement between Duchesne and Sully, you probably saw the ending coming. What's up with Duchesne? One plot thread that hasn't been tied up yet is Duchesne's health. Throughout the 4th season, we see him repeatedly suffering from heart palpitations. In the 7th episode, he even asked Sully whether he's experienced anything similar, but we never find out what's actually wrong with him. Is it panic attacks or something more serious? If Top Boy returns for another season, this storyline will probably be revisited, especially given what we know about Duchesne's desire to leave behind his life of crime and go legit. Jamie's dead, so what's next? The death of a main character is bound to have huge consequences for a potential new season, the most obvious one being that Sully's actions are going to create a greater rift between him and Duchesne. Also, any future episodes will also most certainly explore the effect of their brother's death on Stefan and Aaron. Will we see Stefan pulled deeper into the criminal underworld in an attempt to avenge his brother's murder? And will we see Aaron do the same? Tia, Stefan's friend, who we see arriving in his flat a few seconds after Jamie's murder, also seems kinda suspicious. She passed Sully in the corridor as he was leaving, and the camera lingered on the two of them as they passed each other. She didn't even run to help when she heard Stefan's screams. She was a little too calm when she walked into that flat, don't you think? Earlier in the same episode, Tia had gotten Stefan involved with a rival gang. Is it possible that this gang may have been involved in taking a stand against Jamie? Next, Season 4 reception. When Top Boy was cancelled by Channel 4 in 2013, there was an uproar by fans, headed by rapper-singer Drake. The latest episodes of the show have been an even bigger hit. With double the runtime on Netflix, viewers have noticed that writers and producers of the show have been spending more time with each character, especially this season. They've really taken the time to get into the characters' heads. Kane Robinson, who plays Sully in the show, stated that people keep reminding us how long the show's been on for. It's just embedded in the culture now. What we've created is a platform for loads of different people from all walks of life, with all different aspirations, to flourish and succeed. That's true for most viewers and fans of the show. They take pleasure in watching Top Boy because it's gritty, it's real, and it's happening around them. This season, the show focused on Jamie and his family, his two younger brothers, who he needed to take care of after their parents died. This season was all about circumstance, which gives characters more room to exercise choice. This season feels so real because of the continuing involvement of the creative team from the original seasons. Ronan Bennett, the creator and chief writer, delivers writing that combines severity and intensity with sensitivity. His characters are fierce yet fallible and a lot more complex than the two-dimensional anti-heroes we're used to seeing in these kinds of dramas. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. Are you a fan of Top Boy? If so, what were your thoughts on the latest season? Let us know all your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. See you next time. Bye!